Okay, GGG here, we're doing like a fun mini kind of reaction discussion to this game I suggested to Derek called Dungeon Crawler. We'll have like some kind of video up for it, but basically the gimmick is that it's a roguelike claw machine game or deck. Well, it says deck builder, and I guess I could see that part because at the end of every like battle, there's like you pick a card, which is a perk basically.
Yeah,
but
it gives you like an item for this like pool thing. We'll explain later.
Yeah, we'll explain later. But honestly, so I suggested Derek. I just because I thought he's playing Dead Space. I'm like, you know what, you should try this game out. So it's and he's like, once he heard the name, he's like, I'm gonna try it. And Derek's the only one who played it, which is totally fine. He played one character. Wasn't there like 6 or plus, and a few were locked.
Yeah, there was like a good amount for like the easy
for a demo. I mean, honestly, it's probably better not to play the other characters only because if you like the game, then when it fully released or when it actually releases rather than demo, you'd like have the content, you know?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I guess I'm gonna let you take it away because you're the one who played it. So.
Okay, so my biggest vibe I got from this game was they were like big fans of Slay the Spire, which is like my favorite roguelike ever. The combat system is like loosely based off of that. So I don't know, we're gonna have like gameplay behind
I'm gonna try.
I'm gonna try and explain to you. So up here, I'm gonna try and like explain is the deck, right? So like every time you finish, you get like these cards which give you these items that go in the pool for the claws to grab. So that's like swords do damage, shields give you block, and then there's items that give you like strength, that apply poison, that double your block, so on and so forth. The main gimmick of the game is you use the claws, and whatever it grabs in the like tank there, whatever it's
I guess
called,
tank would probably be appropriate.
That's what happens for that round. So it's a little like RNG where everything lands, but it's kind of strategic. I only unlocked 2 claws at a time.
Oh, could you get more? Wait, so did you unlock the second claw, or did you have it from the start? I don't remember.
You only started with 2. I like tried to watch a couple other videos of people playing it. One person got like a magnet which like instantly attracted all the swords to it, which I thought was really cool. So you can like change the claws out, and there's definitely mechanics that like will get you bigger claws. I'm sure they're gonna plan on doing and stuff like that, which was it's a really interesting mechanic because it's a lot of RNG and a lot of like planning yourself, I guess, what the claw is gonna grab. And then it's still RNG because the claw can just like drop stuff by like swinging too much, like an actual claw game. The decks, I don't know what like the max is, but you can like hold like a ton of stuff, so you can put a lot of stuff in there every round. So like you do your claw grabs and it does attacks or block or whatever, then the enemy team will go and they'll do like blocks or attacks or debuff you or whatever, and then once it gets back to your turn, it puts more of your deck into the pool for the claw to grab, so it'll keep like restocking it. Certain items it seemed to only add like once, like we got like this whetstone item which like anything around it that was a sword did like extra damage or something. Yeah, like that only appeared once. If you, I was trying to, like, I lost my train of thought where it was. You like grabbed that and like put it in. It did nothing. Like it didn't do damage or anything, but then it was gone, so you didn't get that buff every time. So that was pretty cool. The map was, I
like the map structure.
Like like a standard like roguelike map. So you would go, there'd be like a normal battle, there was like options for like a camp where you could like rest and heal, there's a blacksmith where you could like upgrade your things with the money you earn. There was different like boss types, which was kind of cool. There was like a mid boss and then like the final boss, which would like end the floor. And then there was like a dice game, which you could play like Plinko for money, and it would give you like upgrades and different like rarity items. The enemy types all were pretty like interesting that we went up against. Certain things did like block, certain things just were a full-on attack. The bosses all had like a really cool like gimmick to them. You could definitely tell there was like a Slay the Spire inspiration with
there was
into this game.
The night boss, right? Wasn't he like literally
like shot for shot, honestly, like if you looked at the two of them next to each other, like it was pretty close. Not like saying it's a bad thing or calling them out or anything like that, but like it was just like you could see the inspirations there, which is perfectly fine. Like I love that game, so like I'm all for it, you know. We got to like a third floor final boss and then died. So I don't know how much of there was left. Like if it's set up like say the Spire, that was probably like the end of it. That might have been like the
final demo, for, like, so we don't run.
It was also like a demo, right? We didn't try any of the other characters or anything like that, which I'll probably go back to and do at some point. But I mean,
I just want to clarify. Apparently, they're called pachinko
machines.
Pachinko, yeah.
The bosses would also do cool things with your like tank, where like so they could add like liquids to fill your tank, and like shields would float, like metal objects would sink. So there's like things to think about with that too. It seems like there's a lot of cool like challenges and stuff. There's like these things called fluffs, I think they were called, that are just like in your claw machine that you can like randomly grab that would hurt you.
Right. I just want to mention this because it's the one thing I actually didn't like. And I get it's through indie studio, so like I'm gonna give them a pass on it. But when it came to like the animations, it was really just like slight, like making the images, like the characters, a little bit larger and sway. You know, I mean
that like old school like Newgrounds. Like,
I can see that. Yeah,
flash animation, I think it's technically called, right? Like it's like a flash card. So
right. I mean, I kind of give it a pass only because I mean, indie studio, maybe they didn't have like a budget to get individual frames for the movements, and it's like the best they can get. But to me, I just like it just kind of sucks just seeing those just get bigger or like kind of vibrate to make them look a little like have a little character life to them. But that's really the only criticism. I watched the whole time. I thought it was super interesting, and it really sucks when I watched and like you either got an item and then it fell after the fact like a real claw machine, or you didn't get to grab it because everything else was just in the way. And it's really interesting RNG, which I like a lot, because in this case, it's not just what you put in your deck. It's the weight of the item, the how much there's already in the tank. Because I think it doesn't just refresh; it adds on top, right?
Yeah, it just keeps like adding and piling on. So if you didn't grab something like your first time around, like it could be buried by the second time. And you're like wasting your claw grabs, which like you kind of have to like plan that out as well, which is really cool.
It was it's really unique. Like I'll give it that. I can't think of another roguelike that had like it's like strategic randomness. Because the items are randomly placed in the tank, I assume, right? It's not like there was a rhyme or reason other than the weight, And
it's a really cool, just like gimmick to it. Like, like you said, like that randomness, and then like thinking like, oh, okay, like I grabbed a shield and a sword, but the sword's too heavy. It might just like fall out the way it's like sitting in there. It's just, I don't know. It's just like really cool to think about, and like the fact that they like programmed it to actually work like a real claw machine too, where it like has that sway and like things will fly out and whatever. Like it's awesome.
Although it's a little unrealistic because it actually holds items, but it's just it can actually and when you use a real like claw machine, those things barely grab whatever they want to grab because it's just mostly a scam. But beyond that, it's actually I'm sorry. Let me back here for a second. What did your character, the one you had, the base one, did he have like a gimmick at all?
I don't know, actually. Let me
only like when I read the lines, choose from a lineup of fun playable characters, each with a unique strength and weaknesses, which makes sense. I just don't remember if he had any, or he was just like the no buff but no negatives either kind of character. Right. Also, it says here that apparently the story is to improve his fortune in gambling. The evil dungeon lord chopped off your left rabbit paw and wears it as a charm, replacing your lost limb with a trusty claw to fight your way through a dungeon to reclaim what's yours. So basically, some douchebag, he cuts off your hand. He's like, hey, although isn't it rabbit's foot, not rabbit's Well, I guess rabbits have 4 feet, so I guess really it didn't matter. But anyway, I mean, is there, I don't know if there's a release date for this game or anything, but it's definitely now on my radar. Oh, also the music was really good. I like the music.
Oh yeah, the music was like a banger soundtrack. I think it was only like a couple songs so far for what we heard and played.
Right.
But like it was really good. I can't see like an ability. I'm pretty sure there was one. If I
like the perks.
Game, I'm sure.
Right.
But, yeah, there was definitely like a difference between all the characters, which was cool. What was I gonna say? Yeah, okay. I mean, like a game out of nowhere too, right? Like I feel like I heard nothing about this. Like I feel like it's a game that probably would have been announced like somewhere, right? Like during an indie showcase or something.
Right. Yeah, I think I just only heard it from the Steam Next demo. Cause I looked through the roguelike genre because I love roguelikes or roguelike games.
Right.
And I'm like, what is this? And I was like, Dungeon Crawler. What the fuck? It's like, are you serious? I also think it was I think it was in a trailer we watched for like I don't think it was Nintendo. Maybe it was Nintendo Direct. I don't know. I could have sworn this was in like a showcase of some sort. But I could be wrong. But I could totally see this being on Switch. Even the Switch should be able to handle this.
Right.
But beyond that, like I'm not really sure there's really much more to say because it is the demo.
I think it has a Q4 estimate release date when you like wishlist it on Steam. So like it should be soon. Soonish, right? So,
right.
Hopefully. I honestly, I had a lot of fun with it. I could see myself going back and playing it. I'm pretty sure roguelikes are like my favorite genre games.
Oh, me too. Yeah.
At this point.
I always said that like
it's something good to put my time into until like we get the Binding of Isaac like co-op, which as of this recording was recently announced, and Slay the Spire 2 is supposed to come at some point, but it's something fun I could see myself playing at some point.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be kind of cool if there was a co-op mode where each person control like it takes turn who controls the crane. Maybe like the own like I'd like to think of ideas for co-op for these kind of games because we're Best Friends Gaming channel, but I think for my way to infuse co-op is just like maybe each player controls one claw machine, and then like it swaps out.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Like just it's like, what are you doing? Why would you go for the shield? But I also thought it was interesting when you fought. I think it was like some kind of wizard, and you start. I think you were hitting it, and you were like, why did I take the damage? And we didn't realize that it had like this buff on. Is like this turn, anything inflicted to me just bounce back onto you.
Yeah, and so they get like buffs and stuff too, where like your block, you don't like lose your block or like very similar. I'm gonna keep relating it to Slay the Spire because it's very similar, but like they would get like a thorn shield example. So like when you hit them, they would hit back like with the same amount of damage and whatever. It's pretty cool.
If you open the Steam page in the screenshot, there's 2 things that are interesting. One, the original like pachinko machine I was talking about. It's like a drop down, and they have a screenshot of it where instead of like yours, the only one I saw from your side was like it was like a washing machine where not washing machine, but like it was just circling until the first 2 things that fell to the bottom is what you picked. That's in one of the screenshots, but there's another one which I guess you didn't run into where it's like I thought that's what I was originally referring to, where like it drops from the top and hits all the dots and then has to get to the bottom. Yeah, that. It has that too. I think we just missed that. But the last point I want to make here, it has a screenshot of one of the characters, Felina. Description: Cream Puff permanently fights by your side. All strength modifications are applied to the first pet instead of Felina. So you get a pet. It tells you your deck, which is 2 rings, 10 shields, 2, I guess, better shields, and 5. Looks like a laser pointer. And it looks like you get an item as a reward when you complete a run. Hers looks like some kind of cage. But so it looks like you get there are rewards for beating a run, like an exclusive item, which is great. And that's the kind of stuff I like. Like I want when I play a roguelike, I want to beat it to unlock something.
Right.
Like every time.
Yeah, I want like an end game thing.
Right. Also, oddly enough, I would love to see a character creator for this. Not even just for the aesthetic, but just like I feel like especially for this game, for some reason, it'd be kind of easy to just be like, have a like pick a positive, pick a negative, and then I don't know, character creator, because it doesn't look too. I don't know, but either way,
it really doesn't. Yeah.
With all that said, what like for the demo or what it is, or yeah, I guess what would you give it like out of 5?
I give it like a solid like out of 5.
Or what do you want to do? For 10, 5, 2?
I think 10. 10 is just easier in my brain, I guess.
Okay.
I'd say like a 7. I think it has a really good start. I think like the animations are a little like choppy, which they definitely could be better.
Right.
I want to see more of it. I think. I like want to see like how much is really in the game. Like, can I get more claws? How much like stuff can I really like pile on? What's the synergies looking like and stuff like that? So
right. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. From my view, like. I'd probably give it a 7 too. It definitely enough where I definitely want to try it or play it when it comes out. It is going to come out in early access first, which okay. I mean, that's just that's just the world we live in, right? But
right.
So either way, if you guys like this kind of content, let us know in the comments below. Like, did you play the game? Do you like roguelikes? Do you kiss your homies goodnight? These are all things we want to know. Like, comment, subscribe, become a member today, join our Discord. This has been our review discussion of Dungeon Clawler, which is a funny name. But I hope you guys have a good one. So see you guys next time.
You too, guys. Have a good one.
Bye.
Bye.